Hey everybody, this is Buddy Blake again with this week's Monday Morning Coffee. I want to thank you for accepting this, for opening it, and hopefully watching this video, as I hope you get some good information out of it. Did you know that there are a lot of homes that are currently on the market that have a VA or FHA loan that may be assumed? We're talking about interest rates below 4% in the 2s and 3% range that under the right conditions that could be assumed. The reason I say this is I recently had a story I want to tell you. Somebody had called me to sell a house in a certain neighborhood, and the homes in this neighborhood were $600,000 to $700,000. And there were about a dozen different homes currently for sale and only a handful that had sold. But there was this one house that had closed recently for more money than all the others, and it sold in 2 days quickly. So I started digging in because, of course, the seller who we were working with kept pointing to that house, pointing to that house, pointing to that house. But there was nothing unique about that house. But I dug into it. And so I actually called the agent that represented the buyer because it had already closed, so I knew who it was. And what it was, that seller had a 2.99% VA loan. The buyer was also a veteran and could get a VA loan, and he was the perfect candidate to buy that house. So the reason that he bought the house is because he was going to save over $1,000 in monthly payments compared to the current interest rates. Now, there's a lot of details that have to be worked out. And there's a lot of things that we have to bring and ask questions about. But this is completely doable for many homes that are out there that have a VA or an FHA loan currently on them. If you have a low interest VA loan and you need to sell, that could be a huge factor in helping you not only get more money for your house, but to sell it faster and to help somebody else be able to afford a home. Because in this neighborhood, I'll give you an example. If you could afford 2.99 in a $600,000 neighborhood, but then you tried to get a today's rate of 6.5, 6.75, then you could probably only afford a home in the 400s range. It made a huge difference, and it obviously made that house sell. So that started me thinking, okay, how can we do this? Because the MLS and Zillow or Realtor.com doesn't tell us what kind of loans are on these homes that are actively on the market. So what we did is we developed a list. We did a tremendous amount of research, and every house that's actively on the market in our area that has a VA or an FHA loan below 4%, we have a list of. Because you do have to go through a process. We have to get the seller involved. It takes a little longer to close, but it is well worth it in many of the circumstances. I'm going to give you a quick example, just running some numbers. And don't hold me to this. This is just quick numbers on a $400,000 loan. At 3%, the principal and interest would be around $1,686 a month. At 6.75%, which is the current rate, you'd be at almost $2,600 a month. That's a savings of between $900 and $1,000 a month just in your principal and interest. Let's just say you were to buy that house over 30 years and pay it off, you would save over $300,000. Obviously, you need to check with your accountant, your lender, an attorney to make sure all these numbers work. As I am not a lender, this is an amazing thing that I think a lot of people, a lot of realtors are not even thinking about. So the message is, if you're a seller and you have a VA or an FHA loan on your house, give us a call if you're thinking about selling, because we may be able to leverage that. We'll need to work with your lender that you have and get that sorted out just to make sure we got all our bases covered. And if you're a buyer and you want to take advantage of the situation, you would certainly want to have our secret list, because it took a lot of work for us to put this together. You're not going to find this anywhere else in our area. Of all the homes that are on the market right now that have a VA or an FHA loan on them, Just remember, FHA and VA loans are backed by the government. They were designed since 1989 to be assumable. Now, you still have to qualify, and there's certain other things that come into play. If you would like to learn more about how the assumption process works with an FHA or VA program, please give us a call. We'd be happy to walk you through it. We'll be happy to share with you the list, as long as you're not already working with an agent. If you're already working with an agent as your buyer's agent, or you have your house listed with another agent, you need to call them and let them do the work and put it together. Otherwise, we do have the list of everything that is active right now that has a VA or an FHA loan that is below 4%. And probably the seller or the agent doesn't even realize that that could be utilized to get more money for the house or to make it more affordable for a potential buyer. But if we're working with you as your buyer's agent, we are going to seek that out for you if it's something you're interested in. If we're working for you as your listing agent, we're going to leverage it to get you more money and to sell it faster. I hope this has been useful information. Please check below at our new freehousevalue.com website to check on your homes, not just your home value, but also what your insurance is set up at. Make sure you got enough replacement cost, and also how much money you potentially have gained in today's market since you purchased the house, and how much money you might save in taxes if it's your primary residence. With all that said, thank you again for watching this video. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to next Monday. Thanks.